Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a topic that's, well, absolutely vital for any company that wants to succeed in this digital world: lean, agile leadership. And trust me, this isn't just another buzzword. It's a whole new way of thinking about how we lead. All right, let's get into it. This quote from the great W. Edwards Deming just nails it, doesn't it? It tells you that just saying you're committed, well, that's not enough. You can't just cheer from the sidelines. Real leadership means you have to get in the game. You have to know what needs to be done, and you have to do it. You just can't pass this off to someone else. So what is this thing we're calling lean, agile leadership? Really, what it all boils down to is creating an environment where your people, your teams, can truly shine. This isn't about top-down command and control. No, it's about empowerment. It's about driving real, lasting change and keeping that momentum going for the long haul. And this right here? This is the heart of it. There is a huge difference between a leader who says they support change and one who actually leads it. Think about it. One is basically a spectator in the stands. The other is the captain on the field, actively driving the team forward. That's the shift we're talking about. Okay, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll talk about why this is a new mandate for leaders. Then we'll dive into the three big dimensions: adopting the right mindset, leading by example, and driving the change. And we'll wrap it all up with a practical roadmap to help you put it all into action. All right, first things first, let's talk about the new leadership mandate and why your job as a leader is, frankly, more important than it has ever been. So where do you even start with all this? Well, it all begins with Dimension 1, adopting the mindset. This is the internal work. It's the foundation that everything else is built on. And Jacob Stoller hits on a crucial point here. This is not easy. A lot of the ideas in lean and agile go directly against what's been taught in business schools for decades. It means you actually have to unlearn old habits and embrace a way of thinking that, like he says, can feel totally foreign. This slide just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? On one side, you have the fixed mindset, where failure is the end of the road and challenges are something to avoid. But on the other, you have the growth mindset. This is where a lean, agile leader has to live. It's seeing failure as a chance to learn and actually looking for challenges, because that's how we get better. And let me be clear, this isn't a nice to have, it's the price of admission. Now, this new mindset is not some vague, fuzzy concept. It's actually built on really solid pillars, especially in frameworks like the Scaled Agile Framework, or SAFe. You can almost think of it as a new operating system for your brain as a leader. It's powered by three things: a set of core values, the lean and agile mindset itself, and a handful of clear principles that guide your decisions. Okay, once that mindset is in place, we can move on to the second dimension: leading by example. Because what you think is one thing, but what you do, that's what shapes everything. I mean, Albert Schweitzer just says it all right here. You can write all the emails and give all the speeches you want, but your team, they're watching your actions. What you do is the only thing that truly influences people. Your behavior is broadcasting 24/7 what's really important in your organization. And your behavior creates a culture. One of two kinds, really. You've got the pathological, power-hungry culture where bad news gets hidden and people get blamed. Or you can build a generative culture. This is the goal. It's performance-oriented, where people work together, failure is a chance to investigate and learn, and new ideas can actually flourish. So what does leading by example look like in the real world, day to day? It looks like this. It's about being authentic and having the courage to do the right thing. It's about being a constant learner, growing the people around you, and, this is a big one, decentralizing decisions. Pushing that authority out to the edges, to the people with the actual information. And that brings us to our third and final dimension: driving the change. This is a really interesting shift. It's not moving from just leading people to leading the entire system that they work within. When you're a change leader, your job really comes down to these three things. You got to create the right environment for change to happen. You have to prepare your people for it with the right skills and a clear vision. And you have to provide the resources, the time, the money, the focus to actually make it stick. And to pull that off, you need a specific toolkit. You need to be able to paint a compelling vision of the future, build a strong group of supporters, and you have to ensure psychological safety. That's just a fancy way of saying you need to create a space where it's okay to try new things and even fail without anyone being afraid of getting blamed. The change expert Dr. John Kotter has some brilliant insights here. He says, successful change isn't about just one thing. It's about holding two things at once. It's not either or, it's both and. You need leadership and management. You need to inspire the want to, but also explain the have to. And you absolutely have to connect with people's hearts and their heads. So we've got the 3 dimensions down. We understand the mindset, leading by example, and driving change. But how do you actually do it? Let's take all this theory and turn it into a practical roadmap you can use. Frameworks like SAFE give us a really proven path to follow. It all starts when you reach a tipping point, that moment when everybody agrees the way we're doing things now just isn't working anymore. From there, you train a coalition of change agents, you reorganize your teams to focus on delivering real value, you get some quick wins on the board to build momentum, and then you anchor those changes so they become the new way of life. Look, if there is one single thing I want you to walk away with today, it's this. Your teams, they are amazing, but they are operating within a system, with rules that they themselves cannot change. You, as the leader, are the only one with the authority to change that system. It's your job, and your job alone. You can't delegate it. So that brings us right back to where we began, and it leaves you with a really important question to ask yourself. When it comes to the massive changes happening all around us, are you going to be someone who just supports it from a safe distance, or are you going to be the one who steps up and actually leads it? The choice is yours.